This week, some very exciting news from the Bills, and that was bringing back my guy, Tre White. Look, I know this one is he's not the same Tre White that he was before he left Buffalo, and I totally get that. There's conflicting messaging in my brain going on with Tre White because on one hand, I can understand that he's an aging player that's dealt with these severe injuries and a guy that got cut by the Rams after 4 games last year and wasn't a primary starter with the Ravens. I can understand all of that, and that makes sense in my brain. The other side of my brain is it's just Tre White. It's the Tre White that we knew in Buffalo, and that player in Tre White, and not just what he did on the field, but the personality that he was, the leader that he is, the guy he is in the community, just everything that you want in a football player, everything that screams Buffalo Bills football, it's Tre White. And for those reasons alone, I'm super psyched to have him back on the team. Now, looking at the implications of the 2025 season, I don't think this move precludes you from drafting anybody. I don't think it really changes your draft plan. I think really what we got here was another veteran addition by Brandon Beane that kind of raises the floor going into the draft. It's not a screaming need that you need to force a pick at now. You can follow the board and take your best player available. And this is something that I think Brandon Beane has done well in pretty much every draft. And really the major outlier being the Kyer Elam draft, where it was just painfully obvious that we were going to need a cornerback and didn't really do much of anything to address it. And again, I don't think that this puts you in a position that you can ignore cornerback in the draft. He's still only coming in on a 1-year deal. But I think there's a small part of me that can't ignore the fact that he was playing well towards the tail end of last season. He's a full year removed from these injuries. And maybe we could see 75, 80% of who Tre White was with the Bills. And if you were bringing him in to be cornerback 1, sure, you might have an issue with that. But if he's coming in to be CB2, maybe that veteran in the room, if you draft a rookie and they're not ready to go week 1, he's a guy that knows the system, great locker room guy, knows pretty much everybody in the building. There's not really downsides to this for me. And the only thing that I can really cite as what maybe would be a downside to me is the contract. And I believe that came out. It's 1 year, almost up to 6.8 million. And I think as with all contracts, we need to be mindful of that phrase in there, up to, because we get the details. This could literally be a vet minimum contract and all kinds of incentives in there of like, you start 75% of the games and the Bills win the Super Bowl for you to get up to that 6.8 million. So I even for myself on like the psych that he's in the building, I think I even need to temper those expectations because this might just be camp competition. You know, we loved you. We're going to draft a guy. We got Dane Jackson in the building. We're going to kick the tires and see what you got. And this be something that come August, September, maybe he's not even on the roster. And the big thing to be mindful of here is if he is not your plan as your starting CB2, it might be tough for him to even make this roster. Because when you're talking about depth in the secondary, those guys play special teams, not only for the Bills, but for most teams. And Tre White has never really played special teams in the NFL. So, I mean, there'd be anywhere from a camp body competition, see what he's got. It could be CB2 or bust. I mean, a lot to happen between now and when football games are played. But as far as it stands right now, Tre White's in the building, and I absolutely love that.